This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, let's say that again. It's now 6:03 p.m. on December 3rd. This is Bill O'Brien, 9th District Councilman and Chairman of the Parks and Rec Committee, and we'll call the meeting to order. Do we have a motion for the approval of the minutes? Ken?
So moved.
Second?
I'll do
Gary?
it.
Gary?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. Park Superintendent, is Chad with us? Aileen, I don't think Chad's here, is he?
Sorry, not yet.
No. Have you heard from him?
I have, and he will be joining us. I mean, I sent
All right,
out
well,
3 reminders, so.
Let's go ahead to Amy's Recreation Superintendent's report. Did everybody get a chance to look that over? Pretty extensive report. Anybody have any thing special to discuss on that report? I know Sterling House and Amy are talking about doing some basketball clinics and skills and drills type things. I guess there are plans to have no games at all.
Bill?
Amy, Aileen? Yeah.
This is Aileen Marsh, recording secretary speaking. Not to speak for Amy, but just so you know that they have done that. We've started the, it's called high school training. They're in groups of 4. And we have one of our staff members there kind of doing a drills and skills for them. And they meet for 45 minutes at a clip. But that has started. That's all. Oh,
I
and
know
Chad
it's going to be a disappointing year for a lot of the kids not being able to play, especially the high school league. That was always very popular.
Yeah, and Chad has joined.
Okay, we'll finish up with Amy's, and then let's see. What the ordinance regarding the beach sticker attendance? Do we need to do something with that?
This is Aileen Marsh, recording secretary speaking. That, I believe at the last meeting, Margot Paquette was going to look into amending an ordinance that was amended, or if it could just be revised, because right now the amendment currently says that we check and stickers until September 30th, and Amy's looking to have it changed to have Labor Day be the last day that we check.
This is Margot Paquette. So I did look at the amendments that were made to the original ordinance, and that ending date was pre-existing to the amendment. So that was not one of the amendments that was made in most recently. I emailed Brian LeClaire right after your last meeting, asking him to look into it to see if it was possible to amend something already previously adopted, and he has yet to get back to me. But I'm thinking that it might not be because that date was not amended. That was an existing end date prior to the amendment, so that was not part of the motion to approve the amendments. But I will reach out to him tomorrow and pressure him to get back to me.
Bill, maybe you should give him a little nudge too.
Yeah. I get the
I mean,
feeling we don't have to do anything but we'll double check that.
It's kind of a moot point now, right? Because it's December and it will only become an issue come next September. So as long as it's addressed prior to that, that's my take on it, but who am I?
I agree. Oh, okay. If there's nothing else on Amy's report, anybody have anything? Hi, Chad. Welcome aboard. Can you hear us, Chad?
Chad, you're muted.
Chad looks like he's frozen. Prez, can you give him a nudge?
I will defer to Margot for the nudging.
I'm sorry, nudging is not one of the options with this platform.
Although, did you see that now has an eject button?
I can
All right,
boot
well-
him out of the meeting.
Can you, Bob Beard, can you mute yourself, please?
How do you do that?
The little thing that looks like a microphone on the top of your screen on the right-hand side.
I'm on a cell phone.
Okay, well, same thing.
Just mute it like it's a regular call, Bob.
Let me see. Hang on.
Or I believe star
Hey, where's the mute
6.
thing up there?
Go to your screen. Go to your
Try
screen.
star. Try star.
I won't have it on
Try
this phone.
You do, but it's not on the right channel.
Where is it to mute?
Bob, try star 6.
Star 6?
Star
No.
6.
Where's star 6 on here?
No.
Is that a
Show it to
star?
your granddaughter. She'll show you how to do it.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, well, while we wait for Chad to try to get back. Chad, are you on now? Still muted? Well, I don't know what's going on. But while we're waiting, let's go to special projects. Ken, you want to talk about Benel Turf update? I wasn't able to attend that meeting today.
Oh, surprise, surprise. It's too cold to be golfing, isn't it, Bill?
Yeah, I was on the highway and I just couldn't make the call.
All right, can you?
But wait a minute, is that Chad?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Now we hear you.
All right, technical difficulties.
Your daughter straightened you out?
Yeah, she's right here.
Yeah.
The report is easy for us. I sent over, one of the main things that we're talking about is Nichols Playground. So I had Aileen send over the bid proposal or the quote from MRC Game Time, and all of that state bid list. So it all falls under state bid list. The removal of the old playground, the installation of the new playground, and the pour in place rubber surface, not a 5-bar surface. And it comes in that 121 change budget number. We allocated, or there was allocated in this CIP 125. So it fits our budget number perfectly. With your guys' approval and the council's approval, we'll get it ordered. It takes, 6 to 12 weeks to get the material in. So that puts us into a springtime or summertime install. And that's something I could work with the principals over at the school, because likely the playground, that area would be closed for about 2 weeks or so to get the new one put in, the old one removed and the new one put in. Maybe slightly longer just because of the pour in place rubber has to cure a little bit. And they need temperatures like over 65 degrees. So it pushes it to, kind of late spring timing, not really early spring timing. So that's one of the things we're working on. Parks Division, we just got done doing, all of 90% of all.
Chad,
Yeah.
can you hang on a second? Why don't we
Sure.
just do I'll make a motion to approve that and send it to the town council with a favorable recommendation.
Second the motion.
Who is that?
Drew.
Drew? Okay, Drew. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passed unanimously, Aileen. Thanks.
And then we're working on the Columbus top lot. We get the echo in. We're working on the Columbus top lot playground. You know, that work needs a little bit more work just because of the terrain that's there and the way that the water has to move. So we'll, as soon as we get the engineer, we're going to talk with John, see if we could come up with some site plans, topography plans, and then we'll start to work on that playground as far as placement, construction, how much it's going to cost. And
Excuse me, this is Aileen. Margot?
Yep.
Chad is speaking himself and caller 4. Can you mute caller 4 maybe?
Chad, are you using the phone for the audio? Or are you using your? You've got to turn one of.
You got to mute one or the other.
okay, I'll just.
Okay, wait. Now let me unmute. Chad, speak so we can. Chad, can you hear me?
It's the caller 4 that's the problem.
Yeah. Mute the switch it, Chad. Mute the other one.
I'll mute the phone. Chad, unmute your computer.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
All right. So like I was saying, just briefly about Columbus, we need to work on the terrain there because of the way that playground is built into a hill and they raise the terrain to the playground. We have to figure out water movement and all of that stuff. So MRC, you know, the Game Time, the installer needs to talk with our engineers and figure out a site plan, and then we could continue to work on that playground for installation and have the budget number with that. Any questions on that part?
Would you hope to have it done in the spring, Chad?
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Hopefully, you know, same thing. I mean, once we get everything approved, I mean, I could come to the playground. I could come to the parks. I know how much the playground is. I know how much we're going to do 5-bar there. We're not going to do pour in place. I know how much the swing set is. The only thing I don't know is how much the site work would be. So like with Nichols Playground, I'd rather give you guys a firm number for the entire budget saying, you know, it's 60,000 for the playground and the swings, and then come back and say it's another 50 grand for the site work, you know. So I'm going to just do everything and then have it, you know, for you guys. Bill, you saw all the plans and all that stuff. I mean, it's an excellent playground. Fits within our budget monetarily wise. It's just the site work we want to make sure stays within our budget for the overall project.
Thanks.
Yep. And then, you know, Parks Division has been very, very busy. We did like basically 90% of all the holiday lighting and light stringing and building setup, along with building maintenance, doing all the electrical hookups. So that was an interesting thing. You know, if you guys haven't been around and out, I mean, the lights look fantastic on all of these outer buildings and everything. Looks really cool. Down Barnum, we did 150 light poles, another 50 snowflakes. We did 75 or 80 poles through Paradise Green. We did every pole this year. We used to do every other pole. So, and then the buildings that are lit up, there's about 8 or 10 buildings that are lit, roof lines and stuff like that. Really looks pretty. Looks nice, you know, job between the mayor's vision and Director Sarah's vision. It was nice. Very cool. And then we're just busy going property to property, picking up leaves, doing cleanups. You know, we try and get as quickly, we mulch about 90% of the leaves. We only pick up on properties where we really can't mulch the leaves. So, you know, as they're coming, we're going to these properties and residents get a little concerned that when are you coming back? When are you coming back? But it's all on a rotating thing, property to property, to try and get them all cleaned up as they fall. Some areas have pin oaks and oaks that hold their leaves way later in the season and continue to fall. So we're systematically going around to each property and getting that done.
When's the last pickups? At the end of December or before Christmas?
That's sanitation. I'm not sure when they do it. Usually right before Christmas time, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, then, like we have, I know DeLuca is on the agenda and stuff like that. The project went fantastic. We have all of that leftover fill. So we're kind of working on a project over in Short Beach facility to lengthen the golf course a little bit to get it to 1,500 yards. So it's about 5 or 6 tees that are a little bit longer. So we're going to use some of the fill from DeLuca as the base to build these tees over at Short Beach. So it kind of works out good. We save some money for using some of this underfill, which is excellent because it's got good drainage properties. And then we'll just topsoil on top and sod it on that. So trying to work, the mayor is behind the project, and we're just trying to firm up all of the numbers to give to her and our vision, along with, Pete Pulaski, the new pro down there. So to get us on an accredited course and, have a handicap and a gin computer for anybody who wants to go down there. So this is part of that phase-in project that we'd like to do.
And for you non-golfers, gin is not the drink, but it's a way to track your handicap.
Yeah, Golf Handicap Incorporated. I don't even know what it stands for, but yeah.
Chad, you want to talk to a little bit about the plan for the ponds?
Oh yes. So we contracted, started part of the state bid. All Habitat Services go out for the state for Phragmites removal and control for the state of Connecticut. So off of that state bid number, we're going to use All Habitat Services to kind of tackle and combat the out of control Phragmites situation we down have at Short Beach. So in working in conjunction with Kelly Kerrigan in conservation, she's trying to get an overall grant to do Phragmites cleaning and control throughout town. So it's a very invasive species. It needs to be controlled. And once it gets to where the point is where you can't control it by means, you bring in these companies to do. So All Habitat Services, their plan is to do an immediate mowing they were supposed to be here on Monday, but it poured. So we reschedule it. I think it might be either Friday, but there's rain tomorrow. So I think they're coming next week early so that they're going to mow all of the plants down in all 4 ponds to get it down to where it's controllable. And then next spring, they do a mowing in conjunction with herbicide. All of this is completely safe through animals and wildlife. It's all time tested. It's all highly specialized that All Habitat has the permitting and the licensing for. So this is accepted by the state of Connecticut because of how invasive these species are. And what they do is they slow down waterfall. They create sediment. They create natural waterways and water courses can't move to where they're supposed to go. So it's really a huge problem statewide, not only for the golf course, for playability and safety in our respect there. All of those ponds are interconnected. So the one closest to the clubhouse runs to the next one, which runs to the next one, which runs to the one down by Short Beach Drive, and then has a piping system where it runs into the ocean. That hasn't worked in no one knows how many years. So we're trying to get back to that establishment of water moving and moving off the course and getting more water wildlife back into the ponds compared to bird wildlife that hang out in that thick brush.
God, can we do this at Worcester Pond too?
I know Kelly's working on it. So she's working on Frash. I think she was working on Worcester, Motil. She was going for the grant, and hopefully what we're trying to do is, us as a town, we're trying to invest some money down at Short Beach, and then we could piggyback and then get a townwide grant and then put everything together so that we have grants each year to do the really bad areas that really affect the wildlife and the pond and the environmental aspects of these water courses. Yes, absolutely.
So Chad, is this something that just has come to light and recently? Or
No,
something that
We've
Kelly
been
was able
working
to
on,
identify?
well, we've been working on it for a while, and with All Habitat, they won the bid, I think in 2019, so about a year ago. They really did an aggressive approach to this. I researched this about 3 years ago, and it's very, very expensive. I mean, I'm not going to lie about it. It's very, very expensive over a season until you get it to the point where you're managing it, or when the Phragmites is gone, we start to do native watercourse species along the borders, which help control the Phragmites and having them take off. So the investment to get rid of it is going to be large, but seasonal, maintenance once it's gone is more acceptable. So a couple of years ago, we didn't have the money in the budget. Now, we've been putting money back into the budget, trying to get it. There was a $70,000 line item in Short Beach budget that was transferred to parks, and it kind of disappeared, and now it's back. That helps with that, this program that we're going to go on. It helps fund it because it is extremely important. And talking with Kelly and piggybacking with the state and other areas and water courses and access road and all of the places that we're a coastal town that we have this Phragmites problem, it's going to be really on the forefront of her plate and our plate.
Sounds like a good plan. I'm glad we're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to open the place up, and it's going to help on so many different levels, down there for fish, for other fowl, for other different types of waterfowl and stuff like that. So we're excited about it, to get this going and get it going to where we could do it.
Thanks, Chad. Anything else?
No, unless anybody has any questions, we're just, we're busy.
All right, thanks. Let's go to special projects. And the only thing we really need to talk about is Benel. You covered DeLuca splash pad. We're not going to, we're just going to keep that on there for future discussion. But I happened to take the ride by this evening, Ken, and saw there were the lights on, because I guess they're trying to finish up today, it sounds like. But boy, it looks great. My niece took a walk on the track last week with a friend of hers who was home from college, and she said, boy, it looks so collegiate. And I've heard that from other people. It has a collegiate look about it.
Yeah, absolutely. They turned the lights on twice already before today. They put them on again tonight because they're trying to really finish up the heavy duty stuff before it rains tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and then all day Saturday. They're pretty confident that they're going to be pretty much wrapped up tomorrow. As a matter of fact, the walkthrough for the punch list, as you saw in the email, Chad and Bill, is tomorrow morning. So we're going to go down there tomorrow morning and just look at everything that's been done and that still needs to be done. This is just the field turf, the turf walkthrough. The rest of the stuff is not done. The next week they're coming back. They're going to start putting the fence in and the dugouts and everything else, all the little stuff. But this is just for the turf itself. Will be done, they hope, by tomorrow. And as Bill said, if you've driven by during the day, or if you happen to drive by at night when the lights are on, it's just unbelievable. I just emailed the committee that picture that Bill was trying to with the lights, so you could look at it when you have a chance. And the lights, again, just like on the stadium field, just go right down onto the baseball field and the multi-purpose field in the outfield. They don't go onto the neighbors, onto the trees, anywhere else. Like if you didn't know the lights were on, you wouldn't even know if you're on the other side of Benel. In the old days, it lit up the whole, half the town. So it's really great. And all we need now is for the kids to be able to use it, with all these restrictions. So when everything gets back to normal and we see all the kids out there, that's what we're really looking forward to.
And Ken, I keep forgetting about the mound. For the baseball mound, that will be portable?
Yeah, the baseball mound isn't set up yet. It's down on the field. It's down the left field line. It's still in the boxes and everything. It is a portable mound. It's in like 4 pieces, I believe, Chad. And it can be taken apart and moved. It's not a snap your finger type of thing. It takes a couple of hours and a couple of guys to do it. Not just guys, a couple of people to do it. but it is removable, so softball could use it, baseball, soccer, lacrosse, whatever we're doing there. So it is a portable mound. So this way we don't have to worry about any rainouts because the clay on the pitcher's mound, got too wet. Somebody forgot to put the tarp over it, like has happened a few times at Penders, right, Chad?
Well, there is clay in this temporary mound that I found out today in talking with Chris Hulk. So, it's something that, like you said, I mean, it's in 6 pieces. It's a couple thousand pounds, so it's about 3 inches deep, the clay. But, if it's properly maintained and all that stuff, it's a small little area. So it's fine.
Right. It's not the whole mound like it is at Penders. It's just really where the pitcher's 2 feet go.
Yep. Just the kick plate. Yep.
Right.
Yep. So
Bob,
we're going to be doing, sorry, Bill.
No, that's right. Go ahead.
We're going to be doing training with the field turf guys, our guys, so that we could see how it's taken apart, how it's moved, where it's stored, all of that stuff. Talking with Chris, just trying to get a date, where we could do it. Obviously, the weather doesn't look good the next couple of days, so looks like next week we're going to try and do it.
Well, Bob Baird's going to be happy that it will be available for softball. I'm thinking about his tournament in August. The only thing is, Bob, we'll have to set up the outfield fences, the temporary fences. I guess that's an option, right, Ken?
Yeah. As long as you're not spiked down through the turf, anything can be put on the turf. Those portable fences with the legs on them, yeah. And then people can use the mayor's bleachers.
Right. Okay, anybody else have any questions about the project? It's really exciting.
Yeah, if you haven't driven by, please go by and look at it firsthand.
All right, if nobody has anything else, we'll go on to members' comments, questions. And I've got one for Chad I just thought of. Chad, do we have any plans for the tennis courts at Longbrook Park? Any more talk about that?
I know it was brought up to CIP, and I'm not exactly sure where the money stands for or the priority of the project. I know it was talked about and tried to bring back this fiscal year. I don't know where it stands beyond that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we put money in the CIP for it. Who do we talk about? What's the status of that?
Director Sarah would be the one to talk to, so
Yeah.
if she gives me the go ahead, if the money's available and the go ahead to try and start doing this, because I don't think anybody's Connecticut State bid in that, so we'll probably have to go out to bid for it.
Sure. Okay, thanks. I'll talk to her and see what the thinking is.
This is Drew. Just a quick comment, Chad. And Aileen, I got a permit online for the paddle tennis court. Super easy to use it online, and it's great having it locked because there was no damage to the court, nothing. That's a good way to do it. It's a good system now. It's makes it nice to go there and play.
And thanks to Greg Riley, he's really pushing the use of the court. I even gave it a shot one day, and I did okay without needing oxygen. It was fun.
I mean, I could piggyback on that. We did get a little bit of pushback as far as, why you're locking, why do we have to get a permit? And it's just so that we know who is there and who is on the court and who is using the court. Like Amy and I said, it was tennis courts with pavilions. Well, anybody could go up there, and it's like very true, but this way here it's locked. So it really helps with the vandalism bad. It helped us tremendously. Thanks, Drew, because that helps, knowing that we made a good decision.
No, excellent.
This is Bob Jaco. I have a question that came up today on Facebook for Chad or Bill or whoever needs to clarify. Some people were wondering if it's possible for the lights to be on at Penders and Bunnell at night because it's getting darker earlier for people who want to use the track and stay off the public roads at such dark times. Is that something that can happen, or what should those people be told that asked if the lights could be kept on later at Penders and Bunnell for people using the track or walking around the Penders field?
Well, I could verse it a little bit, but and Ken could probably attest to this, there's only certain nights that both those fields are allowed to be on. And most of the nights, and the forgiveness through the residents is when sports are going on. It just can't be on just to be on for residents. I don't know if you have anything different, Ken.
Not really. You know, when the lights were put in at Bunnell originally, and now on the baseball field, and then over at Penders, the understanding with the neighbors, like you just said, was that they weren't going to be on, you know, 24/7, 365. Bob, I don't know. I can't speak officially. I think there's pros and cons of leaving the lights on, you know, for an hour or two after sunset. I could see some pros, I could see some cons. Again, like Chad just said, you don't want to have it open because then you're attracting, you know, who knows who from what town coming to our fields.
Yeah, understood. And that makes sense a lot too with the residents. So at least that allows for some understanding on the people who posted it, that it's not just as easy as flipping a light switch and flipping it off.
And there's
Right.
also the cost factor too.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Of
teams
course,
use,
of course.
let's say a team uses the Luca Field, I think they normally get charged for the use of the lights, don't they?
That is correct. Yeah, anybody who takes out the permit, besides, you know, high school teams and stuff like that, but anybody out of town or specific that needs or rents these fields pays, about $50 an hour for the lights to be on, which is a generous cost. So if you do day to day, night to night, hour to hour, it really would accumulate very fast. You know, like I said, I mean, like, I remember when Penders was being built and stuff like that, there was only certain nights, certain game nights, you know, 12 games per year, I don't know, 20 games per year. It was more in the respect for the residents than just to have it as, you know, let's just keep this open kind of thing.
And it's a nice idea, Bob, but
Well, yeah, I
there
just
are
wanted
all
to,
those
and I'm not
factors
saying
to
I
it.
have a, and I'm not saying I have a position either way. I just told the group that I would bring it to the committee just to get some ideas on if we don't do it. I'm sure there were reasons why, and now I know them, and I'll share them with others. So they'll know that their question was addressed, and here's the reason why the lights are going to stay off.
Chad, is there still a plan to do the Bunnell tennis courts with pickleball lines? You know, eventually do that. I know it was planned, I know, but then I guess with COVID it didn't happen.
Everything kind of got sidelined, but that was definitely a project I was just looking at. I'm probably going to go out to bid in, you know, probably March. I'm going to get everything solidified and lined up so that I have a painting company to start as soon as, you know, high school sports, or as soon as high school is out, so that we could get it done. Because the same thing with the paint, it needs at least 70-degree nights, so it doesn't freeze or bubble or whatever the case is. They want it warmer at night, which is great. So, you know, we're closed, you know, with school and no snow days this year. If they're out in June, we could get it done the end of June or something before camp start or before whatever starts, and just have it done.
Okay, thanks. Anybody have anything else? If not, our next meeting will be next year, I think, with what, 28 days to go. Everybody's going to be saying good riddance 2020. What a year. And do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll second the
All in
motion,
favor?
Drew.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passed unanimously, and Happy New Year, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Thank
New
you.
Year.